On today's Real Talk, how do disabilities play into purchasing real estate? A not so often talked about subject. Check it out. We have the wonderful Melissa Lawler on. Thanks for coming on, Melissa.
Thanks for having me, Peter.
So you've been with the team for a few months, and I wanted to have you on the show today because you have more knowledge than most people in the marketplace about how disabilities play into the purchasing of real estate. So I'm going to start by asking you, first of all, how did you come across this knowledge? What is it about your life that got you into this sort of area?
Yeah, so I guess it's my background in PSW, as well as I have a daughter with a physical disability. Right. So that's kind of played my part into coming into real estate and what I want to do.
So one of the big factors for somebody with a disability looking to buy a home, I mean, it's already tough enough for the average person to go out and buy a house, but we're talking about a very limited supply of housing. What are some of the factors that would limit a person with a disability that's trying to buy a house in today's market?
Yeah, I think I see, for me personally, and my experience as the biggest one would be the accessibility of homes.
Right.
And the lack of accessible homes in today's age. Okay,
so things like bungalows becoming less and less available, and kind of the preference for developers to build 3-story stacked houses, or at the very least 2-story houses, just because, the land isn't that available as it used to be, right?
Yes, for sure. And also the very small allocation of, condo units, although we see a lot of condo units, there's a very small allocation that are actually wheelchair accessible.
Okay, so when we're talking about an allocation, so a certain amount of units in a condo building that are accessible for somebody with a disability, what would be some of the main differences between like an accessible condo unit and a normal condo unit?
Yeah, so you would look out for things like counter height, light switch height, door widths. Is it on the main floor? Is the shower accessible, and so forth? Does it have the grab bars?
And so you, with your knowledge of these certain things, how could you help assist somebody better with a disability find real estate in today's market?
Yeah, I think like being a mom and given my challenges with having to move and look for those things in an accessible home, a move is stressful on its own and can be a tedious process, especially when you're also dealing with, somebody or a family member who also has challenges. For me, it's kind of just being through it myself and navigating through it.
So even with things like booking showings and finding suitable properties for you to go out and view for your clients, how do you navigate that? What are you looking out for, and what sort of guidance are you giving to your clients?
Yeah, definitely, depending on the individual needs of that client, it's really a process of going through what would work for them and what wouldn't work for them. If I have to go view the home prior to sending it to them, I'm willing to do so.
And as far as accessible units and the availability for people with disabilities, is there anything coming down the pipeline from the government to address this problem or make these properties more available?
Yeah, so Canada as a whole has pushed to become more inclusive. There are some mandates that are set to be put in place for 2025, although in my opinion, I feel that there's just not enough being done, and it's definitely a topic that needs to be addressed.
I believe that. I can't imagine there'd be enough being done because there's not enough being done to address property availability as a whole. So it's definitely a tough spot for somebody with a disability trying to purchase a home.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Melissa. That's great.
Thank you, Peter.